brownie matter. Now I'm just going to lean over here and pick lemon scented gum. I'm going to crush it up and breathe it in really deep, because I think today's yarn is so important and it needs grounding to yarn about it, especially if you've ever been told you're too much. We hear these words, too emotional, too loud, too sensitive, too intense, too passionate, and too opinionated. I want you to know you are not alone. So many women grow up hearing this message over and over again, sometimes directly, sometimes quietly. We learn early that our feelings are inconvenient, that our needs are a burden, that our truth makes other people uncomfortable. And over time, we don't just hear it, we internalise it. We start to edit ourselves. We soften our voice. We swallow our feelings. We shove them right down. We stop asking. And we stop taking up space. Not because we want to, but because it feels safer. For many women, shrinking becomes a survival strategy. Here's the part that matters. There is nothing wrong with you for adapting in this way. Your body and your nervous system were doing their best to keep you safe in environments that couldn't hold your fullness. But let me say this clearly, because it's something I often say at Warida. You were never too much. You were responding to systems, relationships, and spaces that were too small for your wisdom, too small for your sensitivity, and too small for your truth. Many systems, especially those shaped by colonial, patriarchal ways of thinking, benefit when women are quiet, compliant, and disconnected from themselves and each other. When women doubt their instincts, when they second guess their boundaries, when they apologise for existing. But Indigenous ways of knowing and ancient wisdom more broadly tell a very different story. In Indigenous healing, sensitivity is not a weakness. Emotion is not something to suppress. And intuition is not something to be dismissed. They are sources of knowledge. They are intelligence. They are strength. And I've walked alongside so many women who believed that they needed to be less emotional, less visible, less themselves to belong. And every single time, the work is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who they were before the world told them to shrink. So if you've ever been carrying shame for being too much, if you've learned to dim your inner fire, if you've spent years trying to be easier for others, I want you to hear this. Your fullness is not the problem. Your depth is not the problem. And your sensitivity is not the problem. The problem has always been spaces that couldn't meet you with care. At Warida, we create spaces where women don't have to perform, to shrink, or to explain themselves. Where being too much becomes being enough. Where deep listening, or embody my Ngardi Guwanda, allows women to reconnect with their inner fire. So if you've been told you're too much, you're not. You're whole, you're wise, and you are allowed to take up space. Always. Always. Yoda.